What?
They finally bought a good camera?
Yeah, it's pretty good. They didn't buy good memory chips yet, so we kind of have to bring our own. It's got like 0 memory. Okay, we're good. Sorry about that. Back to the objective. The students will demonstrate the difference between asexual and sexual reproduction. Have you guys as a class gone over sexual reproduction? No. No? Wait, so everything's new. And the students will show what organisms reproduce asexually or sexually. So I'm going to start with a little video to give you an idea of what asexual reproduction is and what sexual reproduction is.
I don't know if it's muted. Is there sound?
Yes, there is.
I think it's muted, isn't it? Yeah. Bottom right. Check that.
I like your haircut, Miss Moore.
Thank you.
The ability to create new cells. Many organisms, like us, it provides the opportunity to become multicellular. However, for other organisms, like, say, yeast, mitosis is a means of reproduction. Now, if an organism uses mitosis as a means of reproduction, it is said to be reproducing asexually. Asexual reproduction.
Forgot to have you guys do something. Okay. You guys all have your pieces of paper out? So this side of the classroom is going to have sexual reproduction. This side of the classroom is going to have asexual reproduction. And while the video is going, you guys are going to take notes of what the definition or characteristics of each one. And then we will have a scribe come up and put some of the characteristics on each side of the board. Are there any questions with that?
Gives organisms the ability to create new cells. In the case of many organisms, like us, it provides the opportunity to become multicellular. However, for other organisms, like, say, yeast, mitosis is a means of reproduction. Now, if an organism uses mitosis as a means of reproduction, it is said to be reproducing asexually. Asexual reproduction is also known as vegetative reproduction. As we've
Are you guys trying to write that down? Yeah, awesome. Ready?
Say no if you're not ready. Say no if you're not ready. Tell her so she knows. Yeah.
Ready? Sure.
Mitosis is designed to faithfully create two daughter cells with genomes that are identical to the mother cell. You can say that each new cell is a clone of the original cell. Asexual reproduction is an effective strategy for many organisms. It is highly efficient because a mate is not required. And
Those are some keynotes. It doesn't have to be word for word, just jot down some notes quick and we'll talk about it.
cost to the parent in time and energy is low because there's no progeny to rear. However, this strategy offers little, if any, opportunity for variation in the genetic makeup of asexually reproducing organisms. And since all the individuals in a given population of asexually reproducing organisms are clones, they share the same weaknesses. Therefore, the entire population could perish if a major environmental change occurred. An alternative strategy known as sexual reproduction offers an opportunity to introduce genetic variation into the population. During sexual reproduction, offspring are produced from the genetic material of two different individuals, the offspring's mother and father. Each parent contributes half of the genetic material.
So a summary of that is there's two parents. You guys don't have to write down the whole thing. And genetic variation.
Material the offspring requires in the form of a gamete cell. Recall that a gamete is a specialized sex cell produced by each
You don't
parent
need to take
for
notes on
sexual
this.
reproduction. The female provides an egg, which is fertilized by a male sperm cell. During fertilization, the haploid male and female gametes fuse to form a single diploid cell, which can then go on to produce the rest of the cells in a multicellular organism by mitosis. However, where do all these gametes come from?
Did we hear that part?
Well, mitosis won't do it.
Multicellular organisms.
Us any good if we're starting out with a diploid cell.
We're going to stop there. Does someone want to volunteer on the asexual side to write a few notes up? And if you don't have very many, awesome. Carson, you get to come up and write it.
I want to go.
And what about sexual? You got it, Bailey. And then if any side of the class has something to add, just tell Bailey or Carson.
No weaknesses.
Multicellular
There are two parents. Yeah, that's all I
The
got.
offspring can vary.
What? Also, no location. Offspring can vary. Yeah, like stop right Reproduction. Vegetative reproduction. I don't want to eat vegetables. I'm not going to set my
If I were you, I would take notes on what the other side is writing down.
Anything else? I can't see. You guys too small.
Okay, Bailey, do you want to tell?
I didn't read.
Bailey, do you want to tell the class what you wrote up there?
There's two parents. They're multicellular organisms and genetic variation.
Good job, thank you. Now I have a couple questions. Do you think that the offsprings are identical for sexual reproduction?
No.
Correct. So add that to your notes, both sides. So I asked if you guys thought if the organisms, or even the offsprings were identical in sexual reproduction. Good job. Otherwise, you guys would be identical. Well, all your siblings. You are.
Not exactly.
Okay, let's switch over to the asexual side. What did you put, Carson?
Well, only has one parent, no mate, share weaknesses, highly efficient, negative reproduction based on statistics.
Awesome, that was really good. Did the sexual side notes for that?
The video was going.
What? Okay, perfect. Which one do you need help with?
The first one?
Clone.
Oh, okay.
Keep going, keep going. Oh, that's vegetative reproduction.
This is another name for
Share weakness.
You don't think that's it.
You guys have everything written down? I'm almost done. I just couldn't see it from back. Okay.
I have a quadrat.
Oh, you do? Thank you.
Should be a laser pointer in the middle of it. Might not be on.
Thank you. Are you almost done now? Can you see it all?
It's not
Roger, yep. The other side is done? Okay, let's try to get the other side. So clones and domains. Share, what is that?
Oh, and then there's a page. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we do have.
The only way you can tell they're different.
Real mostly,
Who's not finished? You can. Couple things for both of them, like it says up there, both pass DNA from a parent to offspring. Mutations can occur with both of them.
Oh, we're probably gonna have to wait more.
So when we go on, we're going to talk about different types of asexual reproduction. So since you will probably be quizzed or tested on this, I would suggest that for each slide, you write down the type of asexual reproduction, which I'll point out when we get to it, a little short description of it, and one example. And just these will be brief. So everybody has their paper out still?
Can we take notes on our computer?
Yeah. Asexual reproduction, like the video said, only requires one parent. Offspring have 100% of the same chromosomes, which is cloning. And then most unicellular organisms, which is one cell, reproduce this way. And the way they do that a lot of times is through mitosis. And you guys have not covered mitosis, correct?
Yeah.
We have a little bit. You have? But okay, not that much. So why would humans use mitosis? Do you remember?
To like
So they keep a cell
To heal. To heal cells. So multicellular organisms like us, we don't use mitosis for reproducing. We use it for repair. So this is the first type of asexual reproduction, and it's binary fission. A couple types of organisms that can do this are bacteria and protists. Have any of you guys gotten sick this year? Yeah. So what were some of the symptoms? What did it start off with? You were feeling good in the morning, and then kind of
stuffy
nose, cough, So when I usually get sick, I wake up in the morning and I'm feeling decent, and then by nighttime it's just hit me and I'm sick. This is caused by bacteria because they can reproduce asexually. Some bacteria can produce and regenerate itself within 30 minutes. So if you think about that, one cell organism goes to 2, then goes to 4, then goes to 8. So they reproduce really quickly, and that's why sometimes a cold can just hit you very quickly. Smack to the face. Binary fission is a form, like I said, of asexual reproduction, where an organelle is copied and the organism divides into 2. This is similar to mitosis, where the DNA is copied and it's split up into 2 organisms, and they're identical to each other. Question?
Can we go back?
Yes, sorry.
Thank you.
So really what you just need to write is it's copied and divided into 2. So when I was talking about the bacteria, this is one of those cases where if the conditions are good, they will just go and produce and keep producing. It'll be very efficient, and then you will get sick, and it's not pleasant. You can also see here that this is what I was talking about. It duplicates the nucleus, and then it divides, and you have 2 organisms. And this can happen within 8 hours. A little video on binary fission.
Click on Go to look inside the bacteria cell and see what happens during binary fission. The DNA copies itself. Both copies stay attached to the cell membrane. The bacterium grows longer. As it gets longer, the 2 strands of DNA are separated and moved to the far ends of the cell. The bacteria cell contracts in the middle, dividing the cell. Binary fission is complete. The single bacteria cell has divided into 2 daughter cells, each with identical copies of DNA.
So does someone want to summarize what binary fission is? Ryle, what do you think of it?
It's like when the cell divides into 2.
And are they different or the same?
Same.
Very good job. Yes?
So what are the good conditions?
It Depends for different organisms. Most organisms like it warmer, so if it's really cold out, I mean, if you think about plants, they don't really grow that well when it's really cold out. So it really depends on the type of organism. I didn't look into every detail about each one, but does that clear it up a little?
Yeah.
Okay. This is mitosis. Do you guys remember these steps? We haven't gone through it. This was just kind of a little bit of a review. And how you get two identical daughter cells. So for single-celled organisms, do they use mitosis for repair or for reproducing? Reproducing, good job. Another type of asexual reproduction is plant cutting. So this is just where you take, you can use my words, it's a little shorter than that, a piece of a plant and plant it in something else and it will grow. And it will be identical to that plant. I'm sure sometime during school you'll have a lab where you'll actually cut off a piece of a plant and regrow it.
In greenhouse.
What?
We do that in greenhouse.
You do? Cool. What plants do you use?
We use wandering Jews and we use streams.
We did wandering Jews at college. It worked really well.
Very hard.
Yeah.
I
Actually,
used to have one, but I think it died. So I always bring the start in from my house. Because the one that stays here, the plants that we keep here always die.
really?
We don't water them.
Well, I was going to say, the other grad student I share an office with, somebody just left theirs in our office and we didn't really want to take care of it. And it went almost the whole semester before it actually died. It's pretty
They're
impressive.
pretty tough.
It was hard to kill the plant.
We're still getting over the wandering Jew name, I think.
And you're like, then
Go to Google, look up wandering Jew image.
Yeah. It's a cool looking plant.
what if it goes something else? That's not.
No, that's what you put in. The wandering Jew plant. I'll
Look
show you
it
a picture of it.
up. You won't laugh at
P-I-E-C-E.
Oh, wow.
Like a piece of pie.
What?
I'm looking at it now.
Oh,
It looks like
I think they're cool looking, just purple and greenish.
Your picture? No.
Oh. Okay, I got it. Oh, okay.
That's what I wanted to see.
Wandering.
The lighter colors are how it's so green.
Oh, God.
Last night, we both like transsexual.
That looks like,
That's
I typed in wondering Oh.
You didn't put plant in with it, did you? I put plant in with it.
can I trust everybody that they're gonna exit off their internet and just take notes?
No, I'm taking it. I'm taking it.
You can close your laptop. What? The next type of asexual reproduction. What you doing?
I was stretching.
Really? Yeah.
Is budding. Is everybody writing that down? The next type. Okay. A type of plant that can do this is a hydra. So budding is asexual, where a new individual develops from an outgrowth of a parent. It splits off and lives independently. So you kind of just have a plant, it grows an extra thing, splits off, and then it grows to an adult size, where it can then start to bud. questions on how that works? So Sarah, can you explain to me how that works?
Grows. It goes to that growth and then that growth spreads off and grows.
Good job. So yeast can also do this, but it's interesting that the mother's larger than the daughter cell, so they don't, I mean, it's not interesting, but yeast is pretty small, so when it splits off, the mother's still bigger than the offspring, and then it'll just grow to full size. And then when it grows to full size, it's able to bud. We're to a little activity. I'm going to have everybody go to a website. So everybody open up their tablets or laptops.
I can't.
I will. Can't? What?
Because my laptop is in there.
Well, you can share with, I can't see the name tag. Tristan. Okay. The directions for this, okay, everybody look up. No typing.
I can't even see that.
The directions for this are going to be, there's going to be a lot of plants and animals on that page. You're going to click on each one. It'll tell you whether it's asexual, sexual, or both. And you will have to use your paper, write down the organism's name and the type of reproduction it is. Does that make sense? And before you leave today, I know we have some time, but you'll have to turn that in to me. So I can write those directions on the board, but I can change this font. Well, maybe not. I'll write it on the board.
One second, when genetics, I don't know.
Okay, so learning genetics.
Dot.
Oh, no, it is learn. It's learn genetics. Dot.
You find it? Are you getting there? Okay. You can work in partners if you want to.
Students do their.
He's good.
Hey, no. Bad job.
Mine says not. Mine says you're using.
Sarah, do you use what?
No, it says that.
Just kidding.
What? Your Chrome works. I've used your Chrome. What? Zoe? You're wrong.
Mine working. Do you have a question, Colton?
Oh. How do I get the animals?
How do you what?
Just stay with me. Why don't you scroll down and
Yes.
Oh.
Well, it's not worth
Yeah, I think it's because everybody gets bigger.
Everybody has one.
Oh, there is Utah. Okay, that makes sense. Anybody see
It says I'm using an old or bad thing.
Oh God, where is it? What?
It says I'm using an old or bad thing.
Maybe type it in wrong. Put a hashtag at the end. That's just on my end. See if that works. Hashtag.
We can do it as a class activity, have them vote on it, see which group does the best.
Perfect. Since the computers aren't loading with the internet, everybody can close their laptops unless they're taking notes on them. Oh, you're starting to choose it. No.
Feelings loaded.
Mine didn't. Let's just huddle around all the people that.
Let's see. How about you click on one?
That worked.
See how
I did.
quick it comes
I
up.
clicked on.
Yeah, mine comes up.
Mine worked too.
I'm trying to pop in.
Okay, we'll just use these to come up.
Yeah, let's use teeth.
We'll have.
Yeah, we got one on each half.
You want to do it as groups?
Yes.
Yup.
Alright.
We're still going to go through it as a class. But,
Okay, we're just going through it that she said.
do you want to sit at your tables again?
Yes, I want to sit.
So the plan now is we're going to go this group and that group and that group. You're going to choose an organism on here and you're going to guess what type of reproduction it is. Does that make sense? And then we'll have one of you guys read the description to determine if you're right or wrong. And then if you guys will take notes on the animal or the organism and what type of reproduction it is, that would be smart because it'll probably come up on a quiz. Yeah. And these people you have to turn in still to me today. Nope, no. Okay, Owen's group, what organism do you want first? Fish. So what type of reproduction do you think it is? So Dawson, do you want to read that out loud so everybody can hear you?
Salmon live in the ocean, but they reproduce in freshwater streams. When mature, they migrate upstream to the place where they were born. Many swim great distances, and only the fittest salmon survive the journey. The female digs one or more nest holes in the stream bed. As she deposits her eggs, a male covers them with sperm. The salmon dies soon after.
So you guys say sexual reproduction?
Yay!
Woo! So just put salmon and sexual reproduction. Zoe's group,
Honeybee.
what do you think it is?
Right.
Both, okay. Bailey, will you read that for us?
The queen honeybee mates once to collect all offspring will need in her lifetime. Back at the hive, she uses sperm to fertilize some eggs while leaving others unfertilized. Fertilized eggs become females and unfertilized eggs become males. One chosen female will be raised as the new queen.
And we're thinking both types? Yep, you're right. I'm sorry, I thought that one was just sexual. Did anybody else know that that was both? Nope. You did? Smart. Back group?
Oh, I choose kangaroo.
Kangaroo. And what do you think it is?
I think it's sexual.
Okay. Do you want to read that for us?
I can't read it from back here.
Wait, Roger,
Neither can I.
Go ahead, Kristen. Kristen's there.
Alright. Red kangaroos can reach as far as 12 feet in one jump. When it's mating time, males lost each other with their powerful jumping legs. The winning male deposits his sperm in the female, where an egg is fertilized after only 33 days. The undeveloped young is born. Safely tucked away in the mom's pouch, it will continue to grow another 7 months.
Woo, you guys are right too.
Oh yeah, Roddy.
Kim's group? The butterfly? What do you think, what type of reproduction?
Asexual.
Asexual, okay. Do one of you want to read this? Please?
I'll read it.
Read it? Okay.
Alright, the monarch butterfly mates in the spring just prior to its northward migration. After chasing the female to the ground, the male attaches to her and transfers a capsule filled with sperm and food. She journeys north, then leaves her eggs on milkweed plants. The leaves nourish her newly hatched larvae.
What's your next guess?
Oh.
Sexual?
Yay.
What?
We'll do the bald eagle.
Bald eagle, and what do you think it is?
Sexual.
You want to read it for us? Yes, please.
Like most bird species, bald eagles mate for life. The female lays 1 to 3 eggs per year. Both male and female incubate the eggs, offer food, and maintain the nest. The courtship involves elaborate calls and flight displays, including tandem free falling, which partners lock talons and separate just before feeding.
You are correct. Your group? The flower?
The frog.
Sorry. What type of reproduction? Cool. Can you read that for us?
Leopard frogs breed in ponds or streams. The male calls for his voice to attract a female. He then breaks the female tigers, triggering the release of the birds and his tiny dabbling and then shortly thereafter those that survive go through
Metamorphosis.
what lands on a good
Sexual?
yeah.
Good job. So now you're not going to read the descriptions, we're just going to go around again, and you're going to guess which one it is. And what do you think it is?
Easiest.
Yeah. Go Bears.
Zoe, your group?
The tree. Oh
Oh, okay. Scorpion. And I think it is both. Sexual. How do you spell scorpion? I can't do it. It's sure.
S-C-O-R-P-I-O-N.
What, the last sentence from that?
Okay, I already. Yeah, I read that. Oh, and it's kind of interesting. When the chance is over. Yeah. Whoa. Peter Parker, make him his next meal. Spider's tail. That would be so. Not for the cat stuff. Turtle. What do you think it is? Okay, we're done talking about it.
Alright, yes. Thank you.
Good job. Yay, turtles.
What is it?
Oh, turtle sexual.
Okay, can you do that little, that, yeah.
Okay, what do you think it is?
I think it's bacteria.
And so that would be
And that would be
okay. Yeast.
Baker's yeast.
Okay, sexual. Good job.
First one.
And the front group.
Strawberry.
What do you think it is?
Asexual. Yeah.
Good job. So we're gonna stop there. I'll have you guys put your name on top of the paper and turn it in to me. I will be back tomorrow to teach you some awesome, more interesting facts.
Oh, anything more
Actually, I've heard that too.